Hello, good evening, and welcome to the new season of Birds of Essex live here on YouTube. Hello, what's your name? Steve. Hello, Steve. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, you are who? Oh, Matt. Oh,
yes.
I've heard about you. Good things, may I say.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Do you know what, mate? It's been, several months now. We've had a bit of a summer break just to recharge our batteries.
I can't remember what to do, which buttons to press, so it's definitely going to all go wrong this evening. But then, to be fair, that'll be continuing pretty much where we left off last time, won't it? So, yeah. Oh, right. So, first things first, what have we got coming up on the show? It's going to be kind of a roundup of the summer, isn't it, really? What everyone's been up to.
Yeah, exactly. So we've obviously had a bit of a summer break. Like I said, recharge the batteries. There's lots of stuff been happening bird-wise in the county. Lots of good birds turned up in the last few months. It's obviously breeding season, so lots of good breeding records happening as well. So we just want to know what people have been up to. Feel free to let us know in the chat what your birding highlights are of the summer so far.
And we've got a bit of a controversial one as well, haven't we? Have you lost your birding mojo at all over the summer? There's a story behind this, isn't there, Steve?
There is, yeah. Matt and I hadn't seen Matt since, what was it, May, I think we hadn't seen each other, apart from on YouTube. And
every time I saw him in Tesco's, I avoided, I was hiding behind the crisps and stuff, but not really, honestly.
Me with my dark glasses on, probably. But yeah, we met up a few weeks ago and we were chatting, and I was saying that I'd sort of lost the passion for birding a little bit during the summer. Not terribly, but just I didn't really want to go out birding. I was more interested in looking for butterflies and other bits and bobs, and you were feeling exactly the same, weren't you?
Exactly the same. I was finding it a little bit kind of difficult to be motivated to kind of get up and get out and go there, and I don't know if it's because things do go a bit quiet. And like you, I was looking at butterflies and dragonflies, nothing, rare, not chasing around after anything, just going for a walk locally and, having a look at the stuff that's flying around you. But I think the mojo is coming back, definitely.
Yeah, autumn migration starting to kick off now. So, and I'm getting back to it now as well.
So, but it'd be interesting to see if anyone else feels the same way over the summer. Does anyone get a little bit kind of unenthused for going birding? In a kind of a good way, if you know what I mean. Pop it in the chat, and it'll be interesting to see if anyone feels the same. And we're going to be looking. Well, we really need to look back and see what the highlight birds are, don't we? But shall we show people how to get in touch with us first of all? Let's have a look. Hang on a minute. I think that should work. Can you see a screen?
I can. Perfect.
Woohoo! Excellent. So if you want to engage with us on the chat, just ask us any questions or a bit of banter or whatever. As always, log into YouTube by your Gmail account, and you can simply use the chat box and chat away. Alternatively, if you can't do that, you can send us an email during the show at ebwstalks@gmail.com. That's ebwstalks@gmail.com. And hopefully I'll remember to pick them up as we go, fingers crossed. Steve, you might have to remind me, because it's been a few months.
I will try and remind you, although nothing's guaranteed in this show. And also, if everyone's watching this on YouTube, so if you look at your YouTube screen, you'll see a big thumbs up and a thumbs down. Obviously, we know which one you want to be clicking on. And if you don't subscribe to our channel, please hit subscribe. There's a little bell. We're 6 short of 500 followers on YouTube. So come on, guys. We can. I'm sure we can.
If we could get to 500 while the show's on, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
That'd be really good. We'd really appreciate that. So so please click, subscribe. Well, look, lots of people have put thumbs up. That's good.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Summer highlights. There's been 2 or 3 good birds, haven't there?
I suppose the undoubted highlight has got to be and Matt's going to queue up with professionalism here.
Oh, look at that.
Black-winged kite. It's a mega bird. for the UK, never mind Essex, and
Mm.
for it to turn up, albeit for one day,
Mm.
over at St Osyth, or no, it's 2 days, wasn't it? It was one evening and one
Well,
morning.
yeah, I think it was at Felixstowe Ferry, I think, the night before, and then it kind of popped up at St Osyth in the evening, disappeared briefly.
Yep.
No one really knew where it had gone, but it reappeared, or it had roosted, it turns out, overnight, we think.
Yep.
Was there again early the following morning. So unfortunately, due to work and the fact that kind of I work up there and it appeared right over there, I didn't get to go and see it. As it happens, if I'd got up early and really gone for it, I would have done, but you just can't guarantee these things. And I didn't want to be stuck there waiting and waiting and then not being able to get to work. So I missed it. But Steve, you've got a bit of a black-winged kite story, haven't you?
I do, yeah. Not related to Essex, unfortunately, but yeah, so just before it, a couple of days before it turned up in Essex, it was up at Hickling Broad, and I happened to be in Norfolk the day that it was found at Hickling Broad, and we went. I was running a tour to go and see the bee eaters at Trimmingham, which unfortunately didn't nest this year. They failed, but anyway, so we were watching the bee eaters and enjoying those, and bee eaters flew off high south, and for some reason we spoke about leaving the site, as you would, because the birds have gone, and I just said to everyone, look, we'll give it another 20 minutes, and after about 10 minutes I just heard someone shout height, and and then I thought, hold a minute, and I literally ran. Apparently I leapt over 2 people. So I can't believe that for a minute. Yeah, and this black-winged kite just flew past, maybe a quarter of a mile away, just purposefully going towards sort of Cromer direction. Managed to grab a couple of really rubbish record shots. Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's just right place, right time. I've got a vision of you kind of temporarily changing your surname to Austin, like the $1 Million Man, and just like jumping over everyone to get out of my way. Oh, that's really that's just, yeah, well done.
Oh yeah, right place, right time, as it happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really, really good. So,
and I just want to bring these pictures up again. So thanks to Sean Nixon for these pictures. He posted them on the EBS website, and I mean, that one particularly, that's just a cracking bird, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
I mean, I think certainly with climate change, and especially with things like droughts in Southern Europe and Central Europe, I think we'll be seeing more of these black-winged kites turn up on our shores.
And they're about the same size as a kind of a large kestrel, aren't they? Pretty much.
They are, yeah, and they hover like a kestrel.
Yeah.
And they like these sort of open, grassy, plain areas with a few bushes to perch on. Overhead wires they like sitting on.
I presume, do they feed on rodents and beetles and stuff like that? Yeah.
Small lizards and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean,
cracking bird.
So yeah, let's wait and see if we get another one or two turn up in the future.
Well, I very much hope so. And if for all those black-winged kites out there that are thinking of coming over to the Essex region, if you can come on maybe a Wednesday night, because I'm off Thursday, so I could then spend all day looking for you. So just put it out there. If anyone knows a black-winged kite, can you just let them know? There's been some other good birds as well, haven't there?
There has, yeah. So we're looking back in June now, because obviously we haven't had a show since May. So we had June and July off. But so there's been Franklin's gull.
Absolutely.
Which is another really good. It's a gull from North America, for those who don't know. There's only been maybe 2 or 3 ever in Essex. But this one turned up at Holland Haven.
So this, I don't know if you can see this. It's obviously a handheld video. I think this was sent in by Mick Rodwell to one of the local WhatsApp groups, and I've kind of nabbed it off there. I'm sure Mick won't mind. And I mean, what a beautiful gull. It's kind of like a darker winged med gull to me. It sort of looks like, doesn't it? Almost.
It is. Yeah. It's got the black hood, the white sort of eye ring almost. Red bill. But look at the sort of mantle colour.
Absolutely. I mean, if I get it, there you go. So you've got obviously a black-headed gull in the foreground here. So it's a bit bigger and bulkier than a black-headed gull, but not massively so. But yeah, It's kind of got that med gull head, but then the much darker back, hasn't it? And dark legs, is it?
Dark legs as well. Yeah. It's almost like lesser blackback gull colour.
Right.
Back.
And that only stayed for a brief while, I think, didn't it?
I think it was there like the morning, maybe into maybe brief, So and it was never relocated anywhere. So I wonder where that ended up. Be worth.
I reckon that the Franklin's gull and the black-winged kite are having a little party somewhere, deciding where to go next, probably.
So I mean, it's worth checking your local gull roost this time of year because I mean, certainly over here where we are in Colchester, the gulls are streaming in overhead in the evenings, coming in from the field. So, check the roost.
Definitely, because it's very easy if you've got a load of black-headed gulls to kind of not look at them because you think they're all black-headed, but just a quick scan through sometimes and something can stand out and you never know. And we also had greenish warbler, didn't we, down at the Naze?
Naze, again, that was back in June as well. So classic time for greenish warblers to turn up as they're sort of migrating north up to their breeding grounds. I would think that was only a one-day wonder again.
Yeah, I think it just that one day, definitely. Excellent. So if anyone else has got any highlights for the summer bird-wise, please let us know. Put it in the chat, send us an email. And I think the other thing for me that's been a nice local highlight, and I'm sure for you as well, is the fact that the spoonbills and the cattle egrets have done really well at Abberton again. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's just so nice to see the colony going from strength to strength at Abberton. And all the spoonbills are currently fledged, so they're out and about feeding and flying around. So and the same as the cattle egret. So if you're about this bank holiday weekend, well worth a visit.
Absolutely. We just need the great white egrets and the glossy ibis and everything else to start breeding, and then we'll have a whole menagerie of different sort of long-legged waders. So yes, heron types. Nice. We've got an appeal, haven't we?
We have. Yep. Also, we've got a lot of.
Should we say some hellos? Because I can see the chat's going mad. Do you want to do some hellos?
We've got lots in the chat. So Richard Chew, it's great to have us back. I don't think he really means that, but he's such a lovely guy.
He is. Yeah.
Andy Goody, evening all. Emma Robinson, hello everyone. Mel Shepherd Wells is watching. Brian Cox. Donald Murray.
Excellent.
So we've got loads of. Neil Sumner, Frankie Robertson, Liz Huxley, Pete Dwyer. Oh yeah, I
see Richard saying that we get a longer holiday than the school kids.
Just. But we work harder than the school kids. So.
Well, absolutely, and I have actually been going to work the last few weeks. Believe it or not.
You?
I have. Yeah, I've been at work. I've not been birding. I've been at work. So yeah.
Well, actually, I've been on holiday. So. Although.
Very nice.
So Mel Shepherd Wells, who's watching tonight, did a recent podcast and just being interviewed about his birding hobby and stuff like that. And he mentioned me saying that I had a bit of a cushy job, that I went out birding all the time and got paid for it. Which for some that would be true, but actually I've had to do a lot of paperwork and insurance stuff. And I've been doing insurance stuff and forms. So, although it may seem glamorous, not always.
Yeah, I think that the walking around in the on site bit finding the birds, that's the sort of 20% good part, but the 80% of the rest of it is the stuff that people don't see, isn't it? So
it is. Yeah. So just to put people straight, if you're thinking.
Richard Chew's been hunting butterflies, dragonflies, and damselflies. Clive Joseph, hello, hi Clive, how you doing? Mark B. Neil Sumner says perhaps birders have a summer psycho molt. Maybe we all go a bit kind of. 3 wood sandpipers today for Richard Chew at Vange. That's good. And Mel said maybe the birding mojo loss is similar to the old-fashioned fishing closed season. Plus, not too bad to have a quiet time.
No.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Paul Nesbitt, hi Paul, how you doing? Hope you've been getting some good pictures recently. And Paul Everett and Frankie and Sean. Blimey, there's so many people. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, it's great to see so many people watching tonight.
Thank you.
It's actually really good to be back.
It is. Yes, it is.
I mean, we had this conversation a few weeks ago where after the last show, I almost thought, do I really want to be doing this? but actually we both really enjoy it. And obviously the fact that everyone's watching and commenting tonight.
Yeah. No, it's nice. And I mean, it does take a long time to prepare and everything, blah, blah, blah. But we wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it. We don't have to. We're not getting paid for it. So we do it because it's good fun. But also, we wouldn't be enjoying doing it if it wasn't for you lot watching it. So you're the real stars of the show, because without you, as I said before, it would just be me and Steve talking to each other, which would be great, but it wouldn't be quite as much fun.
Exactly. Well said, sir. Well said.
Right. Yeah, we've got an appeal.
Yep.
So Essex Wildlife Trust, they have a little asks appeal. And what it is, basically, do you have, or do you know anyone that has got a pair of binoculars that you no longer need? They can be old ones, new ones, big, small, doesn't matter. If you have, the Essex Wildlife Trust would be very grateful if you would consider donating it to them, so that school children can use the binoculars when they're on school trips at any of the reserves. So I think you can hand them in at Hanningfield Reserve, Fingering Hoe Wick, the Naze, and Abberton Reservoir, the main visitor centre at each. And when you hand it in, if you say it's for the attention of the education team, they'll be really grateful. And your binoculars that have been sat in a cupboard or a drawer for the last goodness knows how long will be being used by children. And who knows, one of them might grow up to be really interested in birds or nature. So those little things, we were talking about this the other day, weren't we? Sometimes a little spark, like a gift of a pair of binoculars to a child, that might change their life forever. So you never know. Yeah, please consider that.
Excellent.
And what else? We've got another kind of a weird thing as well, haven't we?
We have, yeah. So, go on. I was going to say that. I was going to say that Tim Hayward, who's on the committee with Matt and I, he's got a telescope for sale. Yes.
And he sent a message through to us saying, would we mind just letting everyone know? Not sure if it's going to become a regular thing or not, to be fair, but as Tim's on the committee and he's a really good bloke and it's a good scope, I've actually had a look through it. It's an Opticron ES80 GAED-V3 is the body. So I think that's the latest version. There might be a V4 now, I can't remember, but it's the 80 millimeter objective. And he's got the Opticron SDL V2 eyepiece, which is a really good 20 to 60 zoom eyepiece, good quality, with a stay-on case as well. And he just wants $385 for it. So if anyone's interested in that, 80 mil Opticron ES80 GAED-V3 with an SDL V2 eyepiece and a stay-on case, £385. Drop us an email, evwstalks@gmail.com, and we'll put you in touch with Tim.
Yep.
There you go. Fantastic. Right. What's coming up?
Oh, well, obviously we've had a few, it's the photographic competition.
Yay!
The final, and it's still live.
It is still live.
For 10 more minutes.
Yes.
10 minutes.
If you want to vote, all you need to do is go to the Essex Birdwatching Society homepage, which is ebws.org.uk. And on the homepage, you'll see this little picture of a little owl. And if you no, that's us. Oh, I was going so well, wasn't it?
That's you and I, mate.
Blimey. Hang on a minute. Well, this is what you will actually see. You'll see the homepage. So if you wait for the things to scroll across, that's the picture you're going to see of the swallow. The EBWS Bird Photography Competition Summer 2023, vote now. And you can click on here and it will take you through to the 4 finalists. And they are as follows. They look a bit big on my screen because it's kind of zoomed in, but common whitethroat. We've got a green woodpecker feeding its young. We have a barn owl carrying a little vole-y thing, I think. And we have like a house sparrow scrap, which always makes me laugh it's this one here really, that just makes the picture. I think it's just so funny, but yeah. So those are the 4 pictures. Have a look at those. If you haven't voted already, all you need to do is click at the top there. I'm not going to click it because you'll then see what I voted for, but you click at the top here and it goes through to the voting screen and you can place your votes and then we'll reveal the winners in the second half of the show.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, some amazing entries. this season. So yeah, so get voting. You've got 8 minutes now, 8 minutes remaining.
But don't stop watching us. So you need 2 devices.
Multitask.
Multitask. Yeah.
Like Matt and I do. We're kings of multitasking.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I can do at least one thing at the same time.
Me too.
Anyway. Right, so yeah, the photo competition. And also, yeah, I mean, as Steve said, big thank you to everyone that sent in pictures. They've all been great. As always, the judges, there's 9 of us judge it. And it's really tough to choose your favorite photos, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I mean, every season or every quarter we do this, it gets harder and harder to judge them. There's some real high quality entries, and well done to everyone that takes part. And we'll see all the entries a bit later.
Definitely. And we are also, what else are we doing? We're going to be talking about the new season of the trips and talks and bits and bobs that we do as a society, all the new stuff coming up, which is good. And there's another new competition there. I hope you could hear that. Otherwise, I probably looked a bit mad just looking around at myself.
Luckily, well, I could hear it, so hopefully everyone at home can hear it as well.
Excellent.
So yeah,
Fingers crossed.
Matt had a crazy idea for a competition.
And it's called the Backwards Bird Song Competition. So what we've done, we've got a selection of different birds, and we've got some kind of easier ones and some medium ones and some harder ones. And we've reversed the song or the call. So I think there's 9 in total. And so it's like 3 easy, 3 medium, 3 hard. We'll do them in the first half of the show. If you want to take part, hang on a minute, you need to text. Now, when you text, you are texting me on this little phone here, if you can see it. So basically, you're not texting a premium number or anything stupid. It's just a normal text. I bought a 99p SIM card from Tesco's the other day. So it can receive text, but I haven't made a call on it or anything. Your number won't be shared. Your number won't be published on here. We won't reveal your phone number. But I will need you to put, if you want to enter, you need to put your name, because obviously I'm not going to know who you are. So basically, if you text the following number, hold on.
What's the prize, Matt?
Well, the prize, as you can see at the top there, Steve, is possibly, and I'll come to that in a second, possibly one of our fabulous new.
Whoa, like I'm modelling tonight.
Exactly, an
In fact,
EBWS
the one you're going to win is what I'm wearing now. So.
Oh, lovely. Excellent. I might as well turn this off. Yeah, so basically the way it works, whoever gets the most answers right wins an EBWS notebook, which are lovely. And if someone gets them all right, you'll win an EBWS t-shirt. And we've got some exciting new colours, which we'll cover later on. There's graphite and blue and flame, as well as the olive that Steve is so beautifully modelling. And of course, you'll be able to choose the colour and the size that you want. And that, plus the notebook, will be dispatched to you as soon as I can be bothered to go to the post office. So definitely a notebook for whoever wins, and notebook and t-shirt if you get all the answers right. And if lots of people get all the answers right, we'll draw a name out of a hat or something. So yes, we'll be doing that later on. But the first question is the one that we just played. So if I try and do it again very quickly, I'm sure I don't need to, but just to make sure I can remember how to do it. Hang on a minute. Here we go. So this is the first question. It's being played backwards, of course. But what is this? Okay. So for anyone that didn't get the number, it's 07377 547 951. So 07377 547 951. Please join in. It's just a bit of fun, but you've got a chance of winning a good prize. I'm hoping the phone's going to start pinging any second now. If it doesn't, we're still going to do it anyway. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And just
then
yeah, we won't do it again.
This is the last competition we run. So
exactly. And just to clarify, if you're watching this on catch up, obviously you won't be able to enter the competition because someone will have hopefully already entered and won it. So yes, fingers crossed. Right. What's next?
What we got next? Yeah, feedback. So, Richard Chu said, "Did anyone see July's Birdwatch magazine? There's an article on bird clubs, and they mentioned two blokes called Matt and Steve." I must admit, I did get the magazine. I passed it on to you. Did I pass it on to you, Matt?
You did, and I have. I think I sent you a picture of the little mention. So yeah, thanks very much, Birdwatch. It was just, I think they did a survey on bird societies and clubs and things, and they kind of picked up on the fact that we're doing this, which is really nice. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think I've received that, Matt. So if you could do it again sometime, that'd be good.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Heather Short said, "Don't you dare give up." So we better carry on for at least another month.
Okay.
Tim Haywood said, "Evening, always just catching up with catching up with tonight's show."
Excellent. Hi, Tim.
Great. Yeah.
Oh, we've got an entry. Yay! Excellent.
Hey.
Right. Good. Okay.
We've still got only 4. We're still 6 subscribers short of the magic 500. So
terrible. It's terrible. Right. Okay. So we had a bit of good news. So the society, for those of you that don't know, we've donated a couple of bird feeding stations to hospices in the mid and south of the county, and one of them is a hospice called Farley Hospice in Chelmsford. And they got in touch with us saying they have some exciting news to share, and well, they've shared the exciting news. And what's the exciting news, Steve?
So for those people in the hospice that can't get out to see the bird feeders, the hospice have installed a webcam, a high quality webcam, so you can log into the Farley Hospice website and watch the bird feeders from their rooms, or we can watch them from home. So that is a fabulous thing.
And this, I think, is actually a live feed. And as you can see, there's nothing on them at the moment, but they are stocked up, which is good to see. I had a quick look earlier on, and as I looked, there was a couple of blue tits and a great tit that were kind of busy scrapping out for some of the food. So yeah, this is a camera called Birdsy, I think it's called, which I've not heard of it, but I think it's due out in the UK properly later this year or early next year. And I think the idea is it uses AI to kind of activate when a bird is present, and then it will identify the bird. I presume it uses Merlin or something like that. Do you reckon?
Yeah, I would suspect so. Yeah, I would suspect it's linked to Merlin somehow or other.
And then it can upload it, and you can look at it on your device or whatever. So I just think the quality is really quite clear, isn't it? It's nice.
It is good, and say for those patients in the hospice, we know that. I mean, everyone that watching this show knows that watching birds is really good for your head and stuff. So what a great project's been done here.
Absolutely. And if we talk for long enough, do you think a bird might actually turn up? It's getting a bit late in the day, isn't it, really? But
there is. I've seen there's been a few insects and stuff buzzing around.
You never know. We'll give it another 5 seconds. But if anyone's interested in looking at this, I think if you look at the Farley Hospice website, I think there's a link to the camera on the website, and we'll also post the links to anything that we refer to when we upload the YouTube show over the next few days. The links will be in the description at the bottom, so you can simply click on the link to go to this page or to anything else we talk about. So no birds by the looks of it. You can't summon one, Steve?
No, I'm trying.
No, not blue tit, grey tit, sparrow, starling?
No,
it didn't work. Okay, all right.
But watch this space. Keep watching.
I'll keep it in the background. Yeah, if one comes on, I'll just randomly pop it back on the screen.
Imagine seeing a tawny owl perched on there at dusk or something. That'd be
fantastic, wouldn't it? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I just think, like you said, for the residents sat inside, they can enjoy that from a screen or from a device. So yeah, fantastic. Right. Anything in the feedback?
No.
Hey, shall we go?
Shall we go
for it? So, hang on a minute. I'll tell you, let's give it a couple more minutes because people are still entering the first question. To be fair, the first question is only really just to make sure this works, which I think it does. So I've got four entries now, which is good. So 4 is good. So should we do the first 3? Do you reckon?
Let's go for it.
Cool. Okay, right. Hang on. Let's make sure I can do this now. A minute. We haven't actually trialed this yet, have we? So
No.
hopefully it'll work. Right.
I've got great faith in you. So
I'm glad one of us has. Right, this should be the first one. So these first three are quite easy. Now, these are all British birds, and they are all fairly common birds. So there's no trick questions or anything silly in here. And like I said, it's just a bit of fun, but notebook and t-shirt up for grabs. But you've got to get texting. Right, here we go. I'll play it again.
have a go.
And once more, this is the first one, don't forget. Okay, so that's the first one. We're going to do them in 3 groups of 3. So this is the second bird now. Oh. Now, without giving anything at all away, this bird sounds remarkably the same forwards and backwards. So it is quite easy, but let's play it again. And just once more. Okay. And then bird number 3. Once more. Sounds like the aliens are going to land any second, I think.
Sounds like someone being ill, to be honest.
So that's 1, 2, and 3. So all you've got to do is, if you text a number, which I can't remember what it was, but text the number and just put the 3 answers. Hey, people are texting. And don't forget to put your name, or if you've already entered your name for the first bird, then I'll obviously know who you are. So you can just put the 3 answers in a text, and then we'll come back to it later on. What I should do really is get that number up on the screen at some point, because I can't remember it. Can you?
No.
Okay, can you fill for a bit and I'll find it.
Say that again. Sorry, I missed that. I was looking for the phone number.
I said if you fill for a bit, I'll find it. Hang on.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
That's right.
Leave that in the background.
If not, I've got it here. So
yeah, I was going to say I've got it. I can put the screen up. So any second now. Here we go. Right. There we go. 07377 547 951. 07377 547 951. If you get them wrong, I'm not going to be reading people's answers out or anything silly like that. So it doesn't matter. Just have a go. You might win a t-shirt. You might win a notebook. But if you don't enter, you won't win anything. So there you go. Right.
Excellent. Okay. So, yeah, Mel Shepherd Wells has just messaged in and say you've got a great taste in t-shirts, design and colour there, Matt.
Oh, I would say thanks very much, but I know Mel, so he probably doesn't mean it.
Oh, brilliant!
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
So yeah, so right. we've had a bit of a few things sent in by viewers. So there's a couple of gull related stories.
So first of all, let's have a look. We've got this one. I think you got the first message through, didn't you, from Claire?
Yeah, it's from Claire Ward. Yep.
Here we go.
Hold on, I'm just going to find the. I've just got to just bear with me 2 seconds, because I've got to find the message.
Well, I think I've got it here somewhere.
Have you? Because I can't.
Yeah. So basically, this is the bird, and Claire has said her rehab goals screech. which I think is a wonderful name for a young gull, with its orange ring number N1UT that I think you can maybe just see on the bottom there. I don't know. My thumbnail's on the way.
Can you see just in the way. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I don't know how to get rid of them. Sorry. But the bird that, so she released it. She rehabilitated it, basically. For those that don't know, Claire rehabilitates gulls, and she's rehabilitated over 30 this summer, which is incredible. So if you're watching, Claire, well done. And young Screech was released and ended up in Spain last autumn. So my theory is, to be fair, that he just wanted to get as far away from Claire as he possibly could. But I think I've been proven wrong, because he's turned up back in Dovercourt. So he's a homing gull. He survived the winter and the return migration, and he's come back to Claire for some lunch. So I think that's quite nice, actually. He did turn up in her garden, didn't he?
He did. He's probably a bit sick of paella or something, so he's come back for
fish and chips.
Fish and chips or something. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. So all the way to Spain and all the way back again to Claire's garden in Dovercourt, which is incredible. And he looks like he's lesser blackback, isn't he? I think it's quite dark.
Yeah, it's dark, isn't it? Yeah.
There's no, the tertials look quite right for lesser black, so I think. But yeah, but that's really good news, isn't it?
Really, really good news. Yeah, it's amazing. Just goes to show, with ringing, where our birds are going, and with these colorings, you can read them quite easily and then report back.
Absolutely. And there was one more, wasn't there? I think you got the information for this one, haven't you?
Yeah, and then Pete Dwyer, the Birdwatching Society membership secretary, he rang a black-headed gull. You've got the little graphic there, Matt, haven't you? So yeah,
so. Can you see it?
Yep, that's good, thanks, mate. Yeah, it was ringed in Castle Park, in Colchester on the 1st of March, and there it was the next day. And then a few months later, it's turned up in Denmark, in Hirtshals Harbour, in Denmark. So yeah, literally 4 months later, it's where presumably it's breeding. Wow,
that's incredible, isn't it?
That's a really, really, really good reciting, that is. So again, just proves the value of colouring in.
Absolutely, and that's really good data, because I reported a cormorant actually that I saw on my webs count over the weekend, and it had only been ringed sort of relatively low. Was it is there an Attenborough reserve somewhere?
In Nottinghamshire,
yep. So it'd been ringed there, but then it had basically come down to the Stour, and it's been reported in and around the Stour ever since. I think it was ringed in 2018, if I remember correctly. So it's at least 5 years old, but it's just quite interesting to see the information. And one of the sightings that had previously been reported was by Ed Keeble on the Stour, and he'd said it was hanging around with 3 other cormorants. And weirdly, when I saw it the other day, it was hanging around with 3 other cormorants. So whether it's the same 3 or not, I don't know. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, interesting. I had a sandwich turn at the Nays last week. That had a colouring on that. I think it was from Holland. I've still got yet to send the information off, but yeah, really, really, really important stuff.
Absolutely. And if you ever see a bird with a colouring on, we've actually got on our YouTube channel, there's a little video that Steve's done explaining how you can report a ringed bird. So if you're not sure how to do it, have a look on our YouTube channel and look at the video and like it and subscribe and all those things. So yes, good, right.
Okay. Yeah, Claire has come back and she said yes, it is a lesser blackback gull. So
hey, excellent, good, right.
Well,
I've got one right, excellent.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And talk about colour ringing. If you've watched this show before, we've mentioned that Abberton, for the last couple of years, has had a Lithuanian great white egret and turn up in the autumn, and it's back again. It's got a white ring. I think it's PA 34. So if you're birding at Abberton, keep an eye out for this bird.
Do we know if it's actually been going backwards and forwards to Lithuania still, or do we not know that?
It was born in Lithuania, then came over to the UK and did a bit of a tour around, and I think it went back.
Okay.
So I assume sort of goes east-west.
It's fascinating, and it genuinely blows my mind that people say birds and animals and whatever haven't got intelligence, which I obviously disagree with, and I would hope most people would disagree with that. But for birds to travel hundreds and thousands of miles back to the same garden,
yeah, I know,
it's incredible, absolutely incredible.
And they haven't got Google Maps or sat nav
or have they?
Whatever. Or have they?
We don't know that, do we? But no, it's absolutely mad. So yeah, fantastic. Right. So the phone has been buzzing, and let me just have a quick look. Hang on. We have, crikey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least about 10 or 12 entries. So excellent. Thanks for that, everyone.
Amazing.
I haven't got time to go through them now. What I'll try and do during the break is go through them, hopefully, and work it out, maybe. But if not, Steve will sing us a song when we come back while I'm working it out. Okay. So the more people that vote, the longer it'll take for me to work out, and the more chance there is that Steve's going to have to sing a song. So
that's fine. I'm more than happy. I can get rid of all of our viewers within about 2.5 seconds.
Right. Shall we do the next three?
Let's do the next three. Yep.
Right. Hang on. So let's see if this is still working. Right. This is number 4. So we've had the first 3. This is number 4. Okay, so they're all common, but getting a little bit harder. So play it again. And just once more. Okay. So bird number 5. And again. And just once more. What you guys don't know is that to get them to sing backwards, I actually had to get them to fly backwards as well, and that was really hard.
Tricky, that is.
Yeah, very tricky. Right. So this is the 6th one. Okay, play it again. And once more. Okay. So that's 4, 5, and 6. And what we'll do, I think, just before the break, we'll probably just run through just one more play of each of the 9 for anyone that has missed anything. So yeah, remind me, and we'll do that. Right.
What's the society been up to the last few months?
Yeah, we've been doing quite a bit of stuff. So back in June, we went to Strumpshaw Fen up in Norfolk, which unfortunately you weren't able to make that one, were you?
No, I was away working. So yeah, but you and Jerry took the lead on that one, and you had a really good day.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the sun was shining, and the reserve was looking fantastic. Everything was really growing up. There was lots of butterflies and dragonflies. Bird-wise, there was quite a lot of birds around, but we didn't get anything spectacular. Although, having said that, they are all good. We did have some nice views of bittern, which is always good to see. I think hobby was seen on the day. There was spotted flycatcher, certainly heard, and all the various waterfowl and a few waders and bits and bobs. But I enjoyed watching the dragonflies, which we had scarce chaser.
Yep.
which is rather nice. And I always think with dragonflies that, I don't know, can you see it if I zoom in?
Yeah, lovely.
For some reason, whenever I take a picture of a dragonfly, it always looks like it's smiling. Do you not get that? They always look happy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the scarce chaser. And then, what's that one?
Oh,
you know that one.
Nice. So that's Norfolk Hawker.
Yep.
I think it's called Green-eyed Hawker now is the new name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they've changed a lot of the names. They've changed.
Okay.
But I still like the name Norfolk Hawker. So
yeah, no, yeah. Well, I was quite pleased to see those because again, it's not a species I'm that familiar with. And then, of course, what's the main target insect that people go to Strumpshaw Fen to see?
Yeah, well, you can't go to Strumpshaw in June without not looking for swallowtail. So, and yeah, European swallowtail, absolutely stunning butterfly.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And I've got a big thank you to Jan because he suggested walking anti-clockwise route around the reserve. And that took us past the cottage where there was one of these beautifully displaying and feeding. And I think everyone got some really good views. And then as we walked around the reserve, we saw several more. And they're just so graceful, aren't they?
Yeah, they sort of glide over the tops of the reeds. And I mean, presuming this one was in what they call the Doctor's Garden.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So there's down the reserve, there's a garden that's absolutely beautifully planted with lots of flowers, lots of nectar sources. And this one's feeding on Sweet Williams, I think that is.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's well worth checking out the area in June. If you're up there next year.
No, they're just absolutely wonderful butterflies. Really are gorgeous. So yeah, that was Strumpshaw Fen, and that was really, really good fun. And then there was a trip to Bird Fair, wasn't there?
Yeah. So Global Bird Fair was back for its second year at its new location at Oakham Showground. Yeah, it was a bit of the weather was challenging to say the least. You went, I went, well, Annette and I went on the Friday, and we were due to go on the Sunday, and you went on the Saturday, didn't you?
Yeah, I bombed up there on the Saturday just for the day. Yeah,
but it was very, very basically wet and muddy. It wasn't at all pleasant, but it was a great day out. Always good, always nice to see lots of people. You know, good chance to look at optics and camera stuff and taking a few talks.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, really, and obviously the society had a coach trip up there on the Sunday.
Yep, I think the coach trip. You know, there were a few people went along. I'm not sure because we've been running it every year, haven't we?
We have. The last few years.
And I think we're gonna have to think about whether to run it next year or not. Purely because we don't get an awful lot of people attend, and obviously it does cost a lot of money to lay the coaches on. But there may be other if we don't go to Bird Fair again, there may be other plans afoot anyway. So we're not going to reveal anything, but yeah, watch this space.
Absolutely. And then and then last weekend, which has flown by, last Sunday, we had a very special trip to Vinehouse Farm in Lincolnshire. That so for those who have caught up with the society evening talks, back in, was it earlier this year or was it? I think it was earlier this year, wasn't it?
It was earlier this year. Yeah, I think it may have been March. I think.
Yeah. So Nicholas Watts from Vinehouse Farm is like the owner. He did a wonderful talk for the society about the farm and the history of the farm and how they farm for wildlife. And Matt thought what a great idea it would be to have a coach trip there. So thanks to Matt, we had a cracking day. I have to say, it was blooming amazing.
It was genuinely really good, wasn't it?
It was.
I think everyone enjoyed it. I'm just getting the pictures up. While you were talking, sorry, I was listening, but I've just managed to work out how to turn off the thumbnail. So there you go. I can multitask.
Well done.
So, first picture. Got it?
There we are. So
yes.
We got off the coach. The Vinehouse Farm were very great, and they provided. We pre-ordered bacon and sausage baps and coffee and cake, and we had a little comfort break. and then we boarded this amazing trailer. You've got Nicholas Watts in the centre of the screen at the back.
Oh
there.
yes, sorry, I'll go back. Yeah, that's Nicholas there. He was brilliant, Nicholas.
Yeah,
really good. Yeah,
really good. And we had like a 3-hour journey on this tractor and trailer, and we stopped at various sort of vantage points and various areas where he explained what they were doing, what plants they had, the ins and outs of the whole farm, really.
I think one of the things that we all enjoyed is the first part of the tractor tour was driven by Nicholas's son-in-law, and one of his grandchildren was in the tractor as well. So I think already you can see that there's hopefully generations there to take the project forwards, which is really nice. But yeah, he was so informative, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. I mean, and yeah, he's just explaining what they've been doing to try and attract the birds. You can see in this picture, he's telling us about the linnet feeding area.
Yep.
And he's put up a little hide here for in the winter. You can photograph linnets. And
he's got 3 turbines on his farm, I think he said.
That's right. Yep.
And it looks like we're all actually looking at the turbine, but to be fair, we were watching a red kite, weren't we?
Yeah, a red kite flew over at this very moment. Yeah, I mean, we had some good birds. We had red kite, linnets, a quail.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it.
The tractor flushed a quail from the roadside. Only one of the group saw it, unfortunately. But yeah, we saw lots of birds.
Kestrels, green sandpipers. There was at least 4 or 5 green sandpipers, weren't there?
Yep, great white egret on the farm.
Yep.
So yeah, really, although it wasn't a birding day, there was lots to see.
And the habitat that he's created, the sort of wetland area at the end, and these wildflower ditches and area. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
It's just there were tree sparrows both sides of the hedgerow, weren't there? Chipping away.
Yeah, you've got this lovely. You've got a field full of wild carrot and birdsfoot trefoil, and it was just it was amazing.
He said I can't remember how many butterflies he counted in one of these ditches. It was 110 butterflies or something in 10 minutes he counted. Earlier in the summer. It's just incredible. And then at one point what did he do? What did he do with the nest box, Steve?
So as Max said, there were lots of tree sparrows calling, and Nicholas has put up quite a few nest boxes nearby to try and attract tree sparrows. And Nicholas is a licensed ringer, and he opened one of the nest boxes, put his hand in, and out he pulled this amazing tree sparrow chick that was and the egg, and it was literally, this tree sparrow is 8 days old.
That's just incredible.
It was just so tiny.
Oh, it's just so sweet. I mean, I don't think anyone in the group had ever seen that before.
No.
And he explained the egg that will be a dud egg. That's not going to hatch now because it's been in there for too long. But this little chick, and it just looks so grumpy, doesn't it? It's just sitting there like, Exactly. It's amazing.
It was, yeah.
He only had it out for a minute or so, just so we could all have a nice look, and then he so carefully put it back in, and the adult birds were chipping away, and they were straight back in there.
Yeah,
absolutely, and just wonderful to see. And then, of course, the other thing you go to Vinehouse Farm to see is
the sunflowers.
The sunflowers, and there's a reason why they're all looking a bit droopy, isn't there?
Yeah. So basically, this time of year, they are so full of seed. Obviously, we're through the summer now. It's been a really good season with rain, sun. So yeah, the sunflowers are so full of seed that they start to droop. It's almost top heavy now, so they tend to droop over. But I mean, it was just amazing. We all like. There were so many smiles when we went to the sunflower fields.
It was just a really good day out. So thank you to everyone at Vinehouse Farm once again for your hospitality. Thank you especially to Nicholas for taking the time to come around the farm with us as well. And hopefully we'll be back. Fingers crossed.
We won't mention the farm shop produce, will we?
Oh, yeah, go on then. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
how could I forget?
So if anyone's been there before, they've got an amazing cafe, outdoor area. There's wildlife ponds. There's nature walks. They sell their own. So they sell the bird feed that they produce. So there's sunflower seeds and linseeds and all sorts of stuff. But they've also got an amazing farm shop with lots of local produce. So local bakery, local meats. I mean, God, I could have spent the afternoon in there, to be honest.
Did you finish the pork pie?
Yes. Yes. All evidence of our visit has gone now.
Well, so Steve bought a pork pie that was kind of about that big, I think.
Slight exaggeration, but
and it was like a $5 or something, wasn't it? It was crazy.
It was amazing value. It was homemade nearby, and I have to say, I'm partial to a pork pie, as you can probably see. But
I didn't mean to agree there. I was saying
it. Fine. I'm watching you, mate. Don't worry. But you know what? It was amazing. Yeah. So really good value. And I say, as Matt said, the staff were phenomenal. They really looked after us all.
And I wasn't allowed any pork pies because I'm trying to cut down a bit. But Tina did buy, because Tina came along on the trip with her friend Sally. So hi, Tina and Sally, if you're watching. I don't know if you are or not, because Tina's around there at the moment. And Tina bought 36 eggs. So I thought, fantastic. A, I've got to get them back on the coach, which we did. And B, I thought, brilliant. I'm going to have boiled egg, omelette, goodness knows what. And then she explained to me that the eggs were for the crows. So for anyone that hasn't watched the show before, we've got our registered crow family, and Tina feeds them with sausage, meat, and eggs. They eat better than I do, and all of those eggs are for the crows. But I am going to try and sneak one for my breakfast tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed. Right, that's that. So, anything in the chat?
Oh, what have we got? Yeah, Heather Short said, yeah, if they want to sing sing during the break, I'm going to sing Enter Sandpiper instead of that Metallica classic Enter Sandman. Very good.
Very good.
And Richard Chu said Bird Fair, yeah, otherwise known as Mudfest. So he went for all 3 days, and he said he thoroughly enjoyed it. So it's excellent. So
no, it's always a good show. Did you get stuck in the on Saturday for about 20 minutes? There was the most incredible storm with golf ball, well, not quite golf ball size, but big hailstones coming down. They had to close all the optics tents and everything. So where was Richard when that was happening? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Probably in the beer marquee, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Right. Okay. So looking ahead to the year ahead. So I'm going to cover this fairly briefly because
we've been an hour already. Where's it?
I know time is already ticking. So if you go onto the EBWS homepage, ebws.org.uk, and you're about to see it, there we go. On the homepage, there's an events tab. You can click the events tab and hover over it. You've got indoor meetings and field trips. They're the two main things. The Big County Birdwatch isn't until next August. And the conference is in May, I think. March. Is it March? Sorry. Oh, crikey. March. But we're going to be revealing details of that in the coming weeks and months. So look at that later on. But for the moment, field trips. And
check it in March, yeah. So yeah. So if you would have received your new fixture card if you're a member
yes.
in the post in the last month or so. So all the details are in here, but if you're not a member and you're watching this, if you go onto our website, ebws.org.uk, and click on events, then there's literally everything's here.
It's color coded this time as well, isn't it? So the online stuff and right. Let's go back to this very quickly. So the field trips, first of all, booking details are at the top here. Now, what you will see is that we've got two types of field trip. We've got coach trips, which it will tell you where the pickups are. And then we've got the self-drive trips that say self-drive on the left-hand side here. The coach trips are pretty much fully booked, which is incredible. So if we look down, there's 3 spaces left for Paul Brooks in January. And we've got, I think, oh no, everything else is full.
Yeah, I mean, they're proving to be really, really popular. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing that everyone wants to come on them. So we're very grateful for the turnout. But so if you keep an eye on the website, and also you can be placed on a waiting list.
Absolutely.
So as time comes on and a bit nearer, people maybe have other commitments and drop out. So if you're on the waiting list, you'll be straight on and you'll get a place. So, well, hopefully.
Yep.
So yeah, and the details are all on the website.
Yep. So the one coming up in September is to Sandwich Bay, which is obviously full. But as Steve said, you can go on a waiting list. Bradwell Bird Observatory on the 15th of October is the first self-drive trip. And just to make it clear, I think on the fixture card there was a bit of a typo, wasn't there?
Yeah, it's mentioned about the Bradwell Marina, but we'll be meeting at Eastlands Farm, which is the car park that leads down to St. Peter's Chapel.
So the information on the website is correct. If you've got your fixture card, just don't turn up at the marina because we won't be there. We're going to be down at the farm.
Yeah.
Down at the farm. There you go. That sounds good.
Be down on the farm.
Yeah. So that's the field trips. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, game of a good song that is down the farm.
Yeah, I think so.
And also we'll get my teeth in. We'll be visiting Bradwell Bird Observatory.
Yes.
At its new location. It's not very far from the old one, but it'd be nice to go there for the afternoon or morning.
And then you've got the indoor meetings. So the indoor meetings are held in the Quaker Meeting House in Rainsford Road in Chelmsford. Again, all the details are on here. You don't have to book for these and you don't have to be a member to attend. So entry for members is £3, non-members is £4. All of the meetings are on here. You can see all the way down and they're going right the way through till April. I think there's a couple of them that are online meetings. So there's one on 3rd of November and one on the 5th of January, which we'll be doing online on YouTube. And details of that will be on the website later on, how you can watch it. Or if you subscribe to our newsletters, then you'll be notified by email directly. Yep. The first talk is next Friday, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's come around so quickly. Yeah, we start our program in September. And so Tim Hayward is talking about birding in Uganda. So, yeah, I'm sure Shoe Bill will feature somewhere, I hope.
I mean, I'm absolutely definitely sure it will. I hope so anyway. I'm putting Tim under pressure now. I know he's watching, but Tim did send us a little picture just to whet people's appetite. So let me see if I can just bring that up on the screen. Here we go.
Uganda's a cracking destination for birding. Crown crane there. So yeah, absolutely.
Have you been?
No, love to go one day.
I think Tim had a 10-day trip there, didn't he? So it's going to be interesting to see what he saw and heard and photographed and so on. So really looking forward to that. Tim hasn't done one of the talks for us before, so thanks for doing it, Tim. And please, if anyone's free next Friday evening, come along in Chelmsford. Come and meet us all, and come and meet Tim if you haven't done so already. It's going to be a good evening. We'll have a cup of tea at halftime and a biscuit and a chat. And if you don't win the T-shirt tonight, you can even buy one there if you're lucky. So yeah.
But yeah, it should be a good talk. And I'm sorry, Tim, for mentioning the S word. So.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so we spoke about your fixture card that you hopefully would have received in the post the last few weeks. But we do this every month. But if you're not a member, please join. It's amazing value. It's 16 quid, and you get all this stuff. I mean, literally, it's kilos worth of books. Essex Bird Report. So this is 2021. We're waiting for the 2022 report to come out in the not too distant future. Essex Birding, twice yearly magazine. Quality, you can see quality publication, full of articles. And it's just, bird reports.
Can you carry on, please? I'm just having a quick read, to be fair.
You could read, to be honest. That's quite good.
I'm looking at the pictures.
No, that's fine. But yeah, great. Great publication. Put together by Greg Hope. Amazing. Yeah. Obviously, get a fixture card, car sticker.
Yep, it's well worth it.
For £16. So please join if you're not a member. It'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, you don't have to live in Essex. You can live anywhere, but the money you go that you pay goes towards obviously keeping the society going and goes towards local conservation projects. You get a free badge.
Pin badge as well. Thanks,
when
Pete.
you join. Yep, and a car sticker.
Yep.
It's just a really great club to be part of. And just congratulations once again, Neil Sumner, the editor of the report, Mick Tracy, the county recorder, who kind of puts all the information together and sends it out to all the sub-editors or sub-authors who author each section in the report. So well done to everyone there. And as Steve said, Greg, who brilliantly puts together the journal. Incidentally, for those that don't know, if you enter the photography competition as it runs each quarter, you do get the chance to have your photo in the journal. And as you go through the journal, I'm just going to randomly pick on one, this one here, there'll be a little symbol somewhere. I don't know if you can see it on my camera, just above my fingernail there. And that basically shows that was one of the entries in the photo competition. So not only can you win a framed copy of your picture, but you could even get your picture published. So another reason to enter the competition.
Absolutely. Right.
Anything on the feedback?
Richard Chew was having a beer.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. We got
that's a surprise.
Yeah. I mean, not a bad thing to do, to be honest.
Absolutely. Why not?
Heather Short says good quality publications. Well said.
Oh yeah.
Richard Chew took Fine House Farm. This is another example of how profitable. I think I need a drink. Of how profitable farming can be and still benefit the wildlife and the environment. So
definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well,
right, let's do the final 3 questions in the quiz, and then I'll run through them all. So, computer audio. Here we go. Share. Right, where is it?
Right
down here somewhere.
I'll get my pencil.
Okay.
On.
So this is number 7. Now, we'll just say we're looking at the 3 main calls, not the ticking in between.
Oh, okay.
That's a different bird ticking in between, I think. So once more on this one. Okay, so that's number 7. Number 8. Oh, hang on. Play it once more. And once more. And then finally, number 9. So once more. And final time. So should we do a really quick recap, just one of each?
Yeah. I haven't got a clue. I've written down what I think. I haven't got a clue. That's horrendous, that is.
Right, 1. Number 2. Oops. Number 3. Oh, sorry. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. And finally, number 9. There you go. That's it.
Wow.
We'll do the answers a bit later on in the second half of the show.
Excellent.
Right. What's left in the first half? Please. Feedback and John's mindful moment, hopefully.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we're time for John's mindful moment. So for those regular watchers, John Ward puts a lot of effort in and sends us very, very kindly sends us a little bit of video, which we've now called John's mindful moment. So I think Matt's queuing it up. So yeah, looking forward to this. This is actually the highlight of the show, to be honest.
To be fair, I haven't even seen this yet because I got in very late and literally just have downloaded it. So it's going to be good for me as well. So here we go. John's mindful moment. Are we ready?
Yeah, go for it. Gonna sit back and relax.
Hello.
Yeah, that was
Brilliant.
amazing.
That's fantastic. I love the red start with the quivering tail.
And that red start, I know, was only taken a couple of days ago. That's the one at Mersey Island. So, yeah, I mean, do you know what? I know we say this every time, but he does it again.
I just think the quality is so good. You know, it's really lovely. But and
The
you're lucky to
starlings.
see, well, yeah, and you're lucky to see a Chetty's warbler.
I know. Never
Let
mind
alone
doing the full.
get a video of it singing. That's crazy. Oh my goodness.
Oh man,
Thanks, John.
that was
Brilliant. Hope everyone enjoyed that. Right. Okay. So phone's been going mad with text. I'm hoping that I can work out the answers in the next 3 minutes for people. Fingers crossed. So I'll do my best.
la la la.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. Love it.
I've been practicing. I've got the singing for dummies on the shelf here.
We've got an email. Pete Dwyer, the Society Membership Secretary, has said that he's processed 120 house sparrows through his garden as part of the 2023 CES season. Did you already say that, or was that before we started?
No, that's before we started.
Oh, okay, good. Right, excellent. So 120 house sparrows through the season. So that's pretty amazing, isn't it? They're obviously doing well, which is good.
And in John's video there, we saw a nice picture of a barn owl. Just a quick question for everyone that's watching tonight. How do you think barn owls have done in your area this year? They seem to be done quite well up in this sort of Copford, Stanway area. But yeah, just put it out there to everyone that's watching. And also, there's a challenge for everyone now. We're on 499 subscribers.
Oh!
Who is going to be our 500th? Please.
Actually, do you know what? I don't know if I've subscribed from my own private YouTube. I probably haven't.
You're not allowed to do that.
Oh, okay. All right.
So please, if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, please be our 500th. It would mean so much.
Yeah, we've got to get a 500 back by the end of the break. Right. So we're going to do a 3-minute break. I hate putting these up because they always follow John's video and it makes this look terrible. But 3 minutes. I'm going to try my best to go through all the texts. So yes, is the competition now closed, do you think? Well, if we get any more through the break and I can add them up, then we'll close it just when we come back from the break. So you've got another 3 minutes to get your answers in for the backwards birdsong competition, and we'll be back in a bit. I'll see you in a bit, mate.
We'll be revealing the winner of the photographic competition.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you all in a few moments.
See you in a minute. Was that 3 minutes?
Something like that.
Okay. I don't know how we're going to do this because I'm still going through all these answers.
That's fine. Don't worry. I will start singing.
Yeah, start singing. Excellent.
Watch the numbers plummet.
I'll tell you what we could do. Welcome back, everyone, by the way. So what we could do is should we do your pictures first? Do you want to go through your pictures very slowly? So where have you been and what have you seen, Steve? That's what we're going to do.
We're very aware that we've been on for nearly an hour and a half already.
Yeah, so, sorry. Competition's now closed. No more text, please. That's it.
So yeah, so just a quick run through what I've been up to in the last few months. Bit of a whistle stop.
Now make it a long whistle stop, please.
All right, I'll go reasonably slowly then. Don't want people thinking how tedious it all is. But yeah, so back in June, I was lucky enough to run a tour to the Outer Hebrides, where these lovely short-eared owls, we had over 50 sightings of short-eared owl during our week on the Hebrides, and they're just everywhere, flying during the day on fence posts by the road. So yeah, real highlight of our visit. Also things like corncrakes, minke whales, Manx shearwaters, loads of nice birds. Also, of course, white-tailed eagle. This is an immature white-tailed eagle. Actually, it's got a colouring on as well, but couldn't read the number on that one. So that's my Outer Hebrides trip. And then, as we mentioned, no, I didn't. Forget about that bit. Then a week or so later, I was back in England, and a trip up to Bempton Cliffs, where we headed out on a boat trip out onto the North Sea, where we had some really nice views of puffins on the water, as well as your usual guillemots and razorbills, gannets, and tree sparrows at Bempton. And on the way up to Yorkshire, we were lucky enough to see a breeding pair of black-winged stilts near Barnsley. And this is one of the adults that was chasing off lapwings and giving some really nice views. And we headed up into the Yorkshire moors, where we had some really nice views of things like goshawk and crossbill. So they've been a bit thin on the ground in the south. I had one yesterday, funny enough, over Tiptree calling, but yeah. So this one was up on the edge of Yorkshire moors, and then I had a bit of a break, and then I was lucky enough to go up to Rutland with a couple of friends, and we visited a hide not very close to Rutland Water, where we had amazing views of kingfisher and things like red kite. But the real highlight was seeing ospreys. So this is at a trout farm, and there's a photographic hide, and you have a morning session or an afternoon session, and you maybe get 4 or 5 visits by ospreys, and you get between maybe 7 and 12 seconds to photograph an osprey coming in. So you have to be pretty sharp, and I was very, very lucky to get this one with its feet out. Had to catch a fish, and here it is in the water with a nice little trout, and you get these amazing shots. Really, really one of the best sort of experiences I've had for a long time photographing birds. So that is really, really good. And also dropped into Fine Shade Woods in Northamptonshire for checkered skipper. It's been reintroduced
Nice.
reintroduced to England. So and these are the numbers were quite low this year, but it was a new British butterfly for me, so that was really, really smart. And then, as we mentioned earlier, this is the most awful rubbish picture of a black-winged kite that flew past the bee-eater site at Trimmingham. So yeah, again, new British bird, so very, very pleased. And a bit of a record shot of the some of the bee-eaters that were in the quarry. I say, unfortunately, they were predated back earlier in the summer, and now the viewpoint's sadly closed. But hopefully next year, you never know. Be nice if they come back.
Was it the chick still predated, I take it? Or
yeah, I think so. Yeah, the chicks were predated. Yeah, which is a real shame. And then I ran quite a few trips this summer to see nightjars up in Suffolk. Not the best photograph in the world, but here's a picture of a nightjar on a sort of a silver birch.
Okay.
So yeah, really good views this year, which is nice. And then just a bit more local wood sandpiper at Abberton. Nice confiding bird that turned up back in sort of late July, early August. And then during my summer holiday, Annette and I headed up to Cumbria for a few days, and we caught up with Scotch Argus butterfly, which is a butterfly that I've never photographed before. Seen a few. And so yeah, it was just a few days away, just having a walk, walking and just relaxing. So yeah, Scotch Argus and some very nice dark green fritillaries. Always a nice butterfly to see. And a little bit of birding. We stopped off in Teesdale and saw quite a few black grouse. It was nice. And then you probably got a picture of this as well.
Funny enough, yes.
This was a day that Matt and I met up, and we picked up an osprey. We'll talk about this a bit later. An osprey coming in off the sea. And then the last week or so, a little bit of again not non-birdie really, but I wanted to see this plant, which is crested cowwheat, which grows in the northwest of Essex, and it's been one of my plants I've always wanted to see for about 10 years, and managed to catch up with that finally. So really, really, really pleased with that. And just out taking lots of photographs of insects. So this is southern migrant hawker, or blue-eyed hawker, I think it's called now. So yeah, that's at Fingering Hoe Wick Nature Reserve. And then last week, one of my favourite butterflies is brown hair streak. So a couple of us went down into just on the edge of London to Ruislip, and yeah, we had some amazing views of brown hair streak. Absolutely one of the most stunning butterflies there is, I think.
Gorgeous. It's really golden, isn't it? Really golden.
Yeah, it is golden white, and yeah, and we saw about 8 of them. Bearing in mind, I've only ever seen one ever in Britain, so really, really pleased with that. But yeah, so a non-bird themed roundup for me, really.
Okay. So what I'll do, should we go back to kind of back on track now? If that's okay. So yeah, thanks for that, Steve. I've got all the results done, I think. So we were going to first of all reveal the winner of the summer bird photography competition that we ran very recently. It finished like a few minutes ago. Hang on a minute.
Finished an hour ago, in fact.
Well, it did, yes. It seemed like a few minutes ago, but it was longer. Right. So we have, once again, congratulations to everybody. We really enjoyed doing it. There were some cracking entries, quarterfinals, semi-finals, final, record amount of votes overall. Well done to all who took part. Everyone's a winner. But there is only one actual winner, and we're about to find out who it is. So in fourth place, house sparrows. And I must confess, I shouldn't say this, but this was my favorite. I just love this picture. It just made me laugh every time I see it. It's just so funny. But yeah, really lovely little capture. Yeah, it's just a nice picture. He just looks so grumpy that he's being bitten, and that one's like, take that. Anyway, I'll tell you what, that would be a really good caption competition, actually, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be. Maybe watch this space.
So that's in fourth place. In third place, the common white throat. Now this was taken. Oh, sorry, I brought the wrong pictures up. Apologies. I'll get people's names in a minute. But this was Mike O'Hanlon. I know took this one. Really lovely picture. I think he took it at Aberton. In fact,
nice. Lovely background.
People like the background on this one. It's just a really beautifully composed picture. Really, really nice. In second place, we've got barn owl carrying the vole. I'm going to get some names in a second. I'm so sorry. I've uploaded the wrong pictures a few moments ago. Sorry. And then in first place, we've got the green woodpecker feeding young, which was taken by Ursula Armstrong. And again, cracking picture. So really, really good. Congratulations, Ursula. We're going to be in touch with you to find out where you are so that we can send you your framed picture and your certificate. So we'll either send it in the post, or if you're not too far away, Steve or I will deliver it in person. So yeah, well done. Congratulations. Well done again to everybody. And while you're talking, Steve, if we look at messages or something, I'll get some names for the other photographs.
Yeah, cool. So
yeah,
quite a lot of people loving John's video. Not surprising, but yeah. Frankie said, dude, that was awesome. Neil Sumner said, really enjoyed the mindful moment. Thanks to John. And Richard Chu said, brilliant stuff again, John. Best one yet in his view. So that's really good. And then Richard was just asking me really about, he hasn't been to He hasn't been to Bempton Cliffs this year. And he asks how the seabirds were doing as far as blue bird flu was concerned. Actually, they were doing pretty good. Lots of chicks we were seeing lots of guillemot chicks and razorbill chicks that had fledged. There were a few dead birds, but not anywhere as many as last year. Interesting, we saw quite a few of the gannets with the sort of dark eye, where they normally have the blue eye, but they say that potentially that birds that have been infected with bird flu, their irises may go dark. And we saw we saw a few birds like that. But no, overall, really good breeding season. And I think gannets were up. Numbers were up something like 15% this year, which is really good.
That's really good. Right, while you were talking, I've done this. So just to recap, fourth place, the house sparrows was by Andrew Brown. Third place, the common white throat, as I mentioned, was Mike O'Hanlon. Second place, barn owl, was Jason Fox. Well done, Jason. Yeah. And as I said, first place, green woodpecker feeding. It's young by Ursula Armstrong. So well done. Thank you very much. That was absolutely superb. We'll be in touch with Ursula to sort out a prize, which is all good. Right.
And also, Frankie Robertson said that he's off to Scotland on holiday tomorrow. He's off going up to Perth. He's hoping to see hawfinches, dippers, ospreys, summer plumage divers, and loads more. So yeah, have a great time, Frankie. I'm sure it'll be amazing.
Definitely, yeah. I must confess, I've never actually been to Scotland. I've got to go to Scotland because there's so many birds that I need to catch up with in Scotland. So yes.
You want to go to the Birdwatching Society evening talk in February where some bloke's talking about birds of Scotland?
I'm sure I might probably do that. Yes.
Plug.
Right. So shall we quickly run through, if I go through where I've been and stuff. So let's have a look. Here we go. Right. Going to rattle through because obviously time is ticking a little bit.
I apologise if anyone can hear background noise here because the pub opposite must be live band tonight, so I can hear music playing.
So you might actually join in singing in a minute anyway.
Quite good, actually, I think.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So back at the beginning of June, which seems like a million years ago, but good friend Jan Lewis has got a place down in Cornwall, a holiday home down in Cornwall, and he very kindly invited me to spend a week down there with him. And so, yes, I saw some birds in Cornwall. So spotted flycatcher, this was at Yarner Wood, and just posing up nicely, really lovely to see. And the same with male pied flycatcher. I don't think I recall seeing a male pied flycatcher in breeding plumage before. So really nice to see. And again, this bird was very, very posy. It sat there for a few seconds, quite happy to let us take its picture. Also in Yarner Wood, we got cracking views of lesser spotted woodpecker. And this was at a nest hole feeding young. So every few seconds it would, or few minutes, sorry, it would come in and the young would pop its head out for a few seconds and get fed. And that was just brilliant to watch.
Wow.
Bodmin Moor, we managed to find a nesting pair of common redstart, and they were busy, really busy, carrying food backwards and forwards to the nest, and managed to get a nice picture of the male here. And then we went up to the Kenidjack Valley, which we walked up the side of a cliff, ended up right on top, and this raven was waiting for us, nicely perched on a rocky wall. And then he kind of croaked a few times and flew off. So really nice to see a raven at really close range. Also the Kenidjack Valley wheatear, northern wheatear, just posed on the top of a post for us. We saw a family of wheatear up there actually. And then we also went to Lower Tamar Lake during the week. And the reason I put this in is a coal tit feeding its young. But look how scraggy the adult bird looks. It just looks so tired and worn out, doesn't it?
It is. Put a lot of effort into feeding those chicks, I suspect.
We stopped at the Marazion Beach, and we were just sort of scanning, and there was a flock of waders on the beach, and mixture of dunlin, and they were a little bit of distance, and we were sort of I was picking out a couple of sanderling, and then Jan was saying, I've got another one. And I think there was over 20 sanderling in with the dunlin flock. And we went down onto the beach and they were completely oblivious. So he's got some really close views of dunlin and sanderling feeding, and managed to get some nice pictures, which was really, really pleasant, even though the weather was quite cold that day, but it was well worth it.
So nice to see them in breeding plumage, Matt, as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you go back, I must admit to start with, it took me a few seconds to realise it was sanderling because I'm so used to seeing them in their grey winter plumage.
Yep.
So yeah, really, really smart bird. Managed to get nice views of dipper in Truro off the side of a bridge. But I've got a few lifers up there. I've got silver-studded blue butterfly, small pearl border fritillary, and got this golden ringed dragonfly.
Yeah,
which I've wanted to see one of these for a while, and we went to Fellover Break Valley, I think it was called, and there was just one buzzing up and down, and it landed in nice and close. What a cracking insect that is! It's beautiful, isn't it?
There's a lovely shot on the foxgloves as well. You've got the purple and yellow, black, and green. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's really exotic colours, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're a big dragonfly as well.
Yes, yeah, very big. But there were 3 species I was hoping to see down in Cornwall, which again were all live ticks for me. The first is soil bunting, and on the way through we stopped at Labrador Bay. And funny enough, we'd been playing the call on the way down in the car. Got out of the car, the first thing we heard was a soil bunting calling, so we knew straight away what it was, and went around the corner, and Jan managed to locate it and got some really nice views. And chough, red-billed chough. So this was down at the Lizard, We've got some really nice views of chough feeding and flying overhead. And the other lifer that I hadn't seen before was willow tits. And this was back at the Lower Tamar Lake. We were in a hide, and there was a tit that came in quite close, got it in the bins. And I said, I think that's a willow tit because it got the pale panel on the wings. And yeah, lo and behold, willow tit, and it called as well, which was always handy. So yes, really nice. And then finally, other places I've been, Blue House Farm had the glossy ibis, which was nice. So I managed to go and see that. Slavonian grebe, Abberton. I think you mentioned it earlier on, didn't you, Steve?
No,
and,
but
oh, sorry, I thought you had. Apologies.
no,
but yeah, I mean, this breeding plumage Slav, you don't often see them in breeding plumage, and it was there for 3-4 weeks, I think, wasn't it?
at least, yeah, they hang around a long time. Which it arrived like that, looking pristine plumage, and time. Well, I think it's gone now, but last week or so of its stay was almost back in winter plumage.
It's amazing, and the eyes on the grebe, they're just absolutely stunning. Went to Minsmere on my birthday, so managed to see Little Tern and just a couple of spoonbill, but I quite like this picture. One of them snapped up a little, it looks like a little fish, I think, or something, but just quite a fun picture. And then to finish with, local to me, there's a a little owl practicing for the next goalkeeper position when England's goalkeeper quits. Doing quite a good job. Had the ospreys at Rutland, so you have to go and see ospreys while you're up there. For bird fair, managed to pick up I think 5 from the bridge, the viewpoint. Like you, I went for the wood sandpiper at Abberton as well. Had a really close flyover peregrine at Catawade. That was just a few days ago. The osprey at Frinton, as we've already seen. And finally, when we were at Holland Haven, we got some nice views of wheat here, didn't we?
We did, yeah. Nice to see these birds starting to move through on migration.
Exactly. And we'll cover more of them in a minute. So that's where I've been, what I've seen. Sorry, go on.
So apart from the band playing across the road, now it's raining on the roof now. I don't know if you can hear that.
I can't. No, you're all right.
Good. Good.
But bizarrely, it looks like it's sunny behind you as well. So you're going to have a rainbow. Woo! Excellent.
Zippy and Bungle will be out in a minute.
Oh, don't.
Well, in fact, that's probably you and I.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I normally mess up the YouTube, so that makes me Bungle. So I guess that makes you Zippy.
Oh, Zippy.
Anyway, right. Okay. So we've done that. We're out of order now, aren't we? So what should we do next? Should we do the pictures that people have sent in?
Yeah, let's do that, because I can't hear anything at the minute.
Okay, right. So thank you very much indeed for everyone that sent in pictures. Let me just see if I can find them. Hold on, here we go. And I will check emails in a minute as well to see if any more have been sent in, but it's been a little bit hectic with all the texts coming in. But these are pictures that people have sent into the EBWS Talks email address, which is great. And let's see if we can quickly run through these. So can you see this?
Yep, looking good.
We've got some photos from Frankie Robertson.
Excellent.
And he said there's one photo that wasn't taken in Essex, which is the second from last. Although, to be fair, the way I've done it, I don't know if they're in the same order. But we've got grey plovers and looks like a redshank as well there, I think, probably.
Yep. Nice.
Very nice. We've got a corn bunting in a field of dandelions by the looks of it.
Yeah, lovely.
Really lovely. We've got a yellow wagtail.
Looks like Abberton, that does.
That does look like Abberton, yes. And then also, I'm guessing this might be Abberton as well by the looks of it from the LBC. That looks like one of the spoonbills, which is really good.
Lovely shot.
Common white throat. Singing away. Very nice. Always nice to see a white throat. Oh, that's nice. Couple of sand martins just exiting there. Or does it look like one's coming and one's going, actually, I think?
Yeah, I think one's coming and one's going.
Oh, fantastic. A bit of a changing of the guard at the San Martin home there.
I love the colour of the sand. The sand there as well, like in bands.
The layers.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, fantastic. I wonder if, where would that have been? Rabness?
Rabness, the Nays, maybe?
Yeah, maybe the Nays, yeah. Let us know. We've got a, what's that? A common ringed plover.
Yep.
Lovely, lovely. Very nice. And a couple of spotted redshanks, I think.
Spotted reds, yeah.
Yep. Gorgeous. Always nice to see. They look like they're in kind of semi-breeding plumage there, don't they? An in-betweeny stage, I think.
Yeah, it's like they're just molting.
Mm-hmm. And oh, I know what this is. That's female gargany or female type gargany. So gargany, you've got the stripy head and the little pale blob at the base of the bill and the dark bill. Very, very nice. And then we got this is the one I guess that wasn't taken in Essex. Yep. And this is a Bonaparte skull.
Yeah, lovely Bonaparte.
Lovely, lovely. So they were all a Frankie. So thanks very much, Frankie. Jan Lewis. So Jan Lewis has been at Hanningfield, and he said the water company was still pumping water into the reservoir until about 3 weeks ago. So water levels are quite high. They're just starting to recede, and there's just enough mud for a few waders to drop in. So first one here again, I think that's another spot shank by the looks of it. Nice long bill. Half the base of the bill is red, and you've got the eye stripe going on. That's really lovely, spotted red shank.
Yeah, nice juvenile, I think. Oh, look at that.
Oh yes, yes. Sorry, didn't pick up that yet.
Yeah.
There's sort of paler mottling on the wings there on the coverts. And then we've got a common sandpiper.
Lovely.
Very nice. That's an adult, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. She might be in betweeny.
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah, there's a bit of pale fringing on here, but yeah, really nice shot. And then, so Jan was trying to turn this into something else. I had an email discussion with him earlier on. Wonder if we can get away with calling it a sociable plover, maybe. Being chased by a crow, but I don't think we're going to get away with it. And it is, in fact, can you guess what it is?
I haven't got a clue what that is.
Are you ready?
Not from that shot. Cockatiel.
Cockatiel. So obviously got away from the crow, which is good. And it looks quite happy that it got away from the crow, to be fair, didn't it? So
yeah, I think, yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
And Jan also sent in, and I haven't had a chance to resize these, but I'm going to do that. And I'm a little bit jealous. If you're still watching, I'm very jealous because he's been down to Canvey Wick today and managed to get the redback shrike that's been down there.
Yeah, that was found. That's that's hot off the press. That goes to show how on the ball we are. This bird was only found this morning. So yeah, excellent.
And I don't think there was a redback shrike in Essex last year. I don't remember one.
No, I don't think there was last year. Not
so
not I remember.
That's a good bird. I hope it sticks because I might go down and have a look at that. And a very nice picture of a female common redstart as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
So, lovely, lovely. Thank you, Jan. We've also had sent in from Mo Jackson. Mo said, thought you might like this one.
Oh, beautiful tawny.
Yeah, young tawny owl perched on a security light. So I want to know if Mo and Dave have actually hired the owl to do the security for them. Maybe. He does look pretty serious. He's taking his job very seriously, isn't he? So that's gorgeous. Richard Chu. So Richard said summer's been very quiet for birds for him, and his local red foxes are much more difficult to find after May's cub watch. But he's had loads of butterfly and dragonfly watching and photography. And he's also started authoring his section for the Essex Bird Report 2022. Well done, Richard. He's got 2 photographs for us this time. We've got a turtle dove. Very nice. And we've got a yellowhammer in full. Look at the colours on that picture.
That is amazing.
That's gorgeous. And they were both taken at Rabness in mid-June. And he said the nightingales were a bit camera shy at that time, but they probably will be in June, I would have thought. Yeah. And he's asking about the black-winged kite, but we've obviously covered that in the first half. And I agree, definitely going to be bird of the year, I would imagine. And
so
possibly bird of the decade. So yeah, thank you very much, Richard. Superb. And I think that's it, unless we've had anything new come in. So
we haven't, but can I just say that I did wonder tonight whether I was going to do the show tonight, because I thought you might have done it with your mate Chris Packham, mate.
Oh,
thinking Richard talking about foxes.
Well, yes, there was a. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. What you tell the story?
So every day on social media, Chris Packham posts fox of the day. So various photographers, wildlife lovers send a picture of a fox in, and Chris, if he likes the shot, he'll retweet it, and it gets lots of what they call it, hits and likes, and lo and behold, some bloke called Matt Turner gets his picture retweeted by Chris Packham.
Well, if I quickly show you this, it was so funny. I woke up one morning, looked at the phone, and it said like 99 plus people had liked a tweet I've been mentioned in, or should we call it an X I've been mentioned in? I don't know what you meant to call it now, but yeah, I mean that was the picture. I just thought it was a nice little picture, so I hashtagged Fox of the Day and popped Chris Packham in, and very kindly he retweeted it. And my picture on my Twitter account got 8 likes, I think, and he retweets my picture and gets 4,035 likes.
And
so
84,000 people have seen that.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? That's hilarious. So there you go.
Yeah, so enjoy doing the show with Chris next month, because
Well,
I quit, mate.
To be fair, I mean, I didn't want to say this, but he's been in touch a few times. He's DM'd me, and he's wanted to come on. And I've said, look, Chris, I'm sorry, but it's me and Steve, and there might be room for him as a guest in the future, but as a co-presenter, I'm afraid he's not up to your standard, mate. He just couldn't do the job.
I appreciate that, mate.
Oh dear. Anyway, right. I'd love it if you can imagine if someone shows you that. That'd be so funny.
Please, Chris, if you'd like to come on as a guest, we would love to have you on.
That would be amazing. Can you imagine if I press play next month and looked at the screen and Chris has jumped into your place and it's me staring at Chris Packham? That'd be so funny. I think for the first time in my life I'd be speechless. But there you go. Right. Okay.
Watching this now, Chris. Please be our 500th subscriber, because still we're waiting.
Are we still waiting?
Still waiting.
Oh, well, at least it hasn't gone down. That would be quite sad,
that's true.
isn't it?
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Right, what's next?
Well, quickly, I mean, obviously, we are, as always, we thought we'd be about an hour and a half tonight, and we're almost 2 hours now, and we haven't even finished yet. So,
right. So, well, very, very quick sightings.
Yeah, I'm going to just pick out I'm doing the south of the county.
Yep.
So, I'll pick out the sort of rough highlights. There's quite a lot tonight, unfortunately. Rain and Marshes, south of Essex, Gargany, up to 10 spoonbills. Caspian gulls are returning. Easterly winds earlier in the month. We had black and sandwich terns, common scoter. Ben Rumsby's been birding there quite a lot. Had a flock of 20 white storks last week.
Good.
Also, guillemot really up there, which guillemot's a good bird for Rainham. Great white egret, and also a really rare bird for Rainham. It's a bullfinch.
Oh wow!
Which Ben had up there a week or so ago. And also Ben has been on school holidays, and from his garden in Chafford 100, he's had both red star and spotted flycatcher, and he's seen black tern and sandwich tern from the window, because you can see a little bit of the Thames, so that's really cool. And tree pipit flying over. So it just goes to show, check your gardens for migrants this time of year. East Tilbury, again, easterly winds, Arctic skewer, black tern, 24 black terns went through there a week or two back, and Gargany, and great white egret. Oh, Wat Tyler has had up to 18 cattle egrets and great white egret. Bowers Marsh got a couple of black-necked grebes still hanging around. Spoonbill, wood sandpiper, cattle egret. As we said, West Canby Marshes has had red start and redback shrike today. Oh, crikey. Wallasey Island, 3 curlew sandpipers, 15 spoonbills, osprey, shorted owl, little stints.
Come on, Steve, you can do it.
I'm going through. Canby Island, pom skewer, Sabine's gull, Arctic black and little terns, and 3 roseate terns about 10 days ago.
That's good.
Again, roseate terns, not an easy bird to see in the county, so that is really cool. Hanningfield, ruddy shelduck, and a couple of scorp knocking around. And Blue House Farm and South Fambridge. Matt said glossy ibis has been around. 2 Montagu's harriers. That normally would be a bird of the month. Other things are sort of beating it. Shorted owl, couple of wood sandpipers. Yeah, Bradwell, Osprey. So yeah, loads of stuff going on. So
this just sounds like we're commentating on the Grand National, and now over to me, and now we've got the curlew sandpiper at the Stour and the Naze. And I'm not going to do it like that. Don't worry.
it's that time of year where I thought it was going to be quite a quiet August, but when I was doing the finding out what was around, loads of stuff. So
absolutely.
I apologise. It was very quick, but time's knocking on.
Time is ticking. Right, okay, I'm going to do the same sort of thing. So, got a few pictures as we buzz through. So, curlew sandpipers have been seen at the Stour and the Naze. This is a picture by Liz Huxley. We've also had locally grey and golden plovers, ospreys, as we know, including 3 at Fingering Hoe, pied flycatchers. They've been seen all over the place. There's a picture here of one from David Curl. Redstarts at the Naze and Holland Haven. Nice picture here from Mick Rodwell. Spotted flycatchers have been seen, again, popping up regularly in various locations, particularly along the coast. Ollie Cottis got this nice picture of a spotted fly at the Naze. And we've had wheatears, as we mentioned earlier on, particularly again at the Naze and the Holland Haven, but also popping up at Abberton and various other places in the north of the county. And this picture was taken by Brian Combs. Also coming in, autumn migrants, got windchats and plenty of wood sandpipers in various locations as well. So been a good year for them so far. On the 4th and the 22nd, we had Gargany at Abberton. On the 6th, we had a little stint at Old Hall. And again, David Curl managed to get this rather nice picture of the little stint. On the 7th of the 8th at the Naze, and also at Colne Point, short-eared owls were seen. This is a capture by Liz Huxley of one of the short-eared owl at the Naze. And on the 9th, there was a scorp at Fingering Hoe, and Liz Huxley was there for that as well and managed to get a distant record shot of the scorp. Up to the 11th of the month, we had the Slavonian grebe at Abberton, as we've already mentioned. On the 14th of the month, we've had a wood warbler at the Naze, and Brian Combs managed to get just a little snippety picture of the wood warbler peeking out here with his lovely lemon yellow eye stripe and plumage. Really, really pretty bird. On the 16th and the 20th, notable sightings of cattle egret at Holland Haven, including a cattle egret on the rocks. I like that picture. It's a Mick Rodwell picture, and for anyone that knows, there's a bunch of mainly herring gulls and lesser blackbacks that roost out on the rocks at the end of the sluice. And obviously the little egret wanted to hang out with the gulls. So that's quite a nice picture. But for me, forget the black-winged kite, forget the greenish warbler, forget the Montague's harrier. I think the bird of the decade has got to be the ruddy shelduck that I found at Ardley Reservoir.
Excellent.
Oh, that was on the 17th during my web scout. Just popped my head over the side and there's a ruddy shelduck, and I was really happy until Martin Gabacole pointed out that there's been the same ruddy shelduck hanging around with 4 Egyptian geese that were also at Ardley Reservoir, and he's been having them locally near Elmstead Market, I think. But that was a bit of fun. On the 17th, also at Abberton Reservoir, that I missed by 2 minutes, but I did go back for it the next day, was a black tern. I got a very distant, horrible record shot that I'm too embarrassed to show anyone. But John Ward managed to get that picture.
Oh, what a beauty.
How good is that? It flew right over his head, obviously on the Labour and Causeway, but the light and the sky and everything. I love that picture. So thank you, John. Not only is he good at videos, he's really good at pictures as well. Then on the 21st, the glossy ibis at Blue House Farm, David Curl picked up a record shot. Now, the reason I show this, it's always worth checking cormorants, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. The first glossy ibis I ever saw, I thought was a cormorant carrying a stick. So yeah, always check cormorants,
because they do kind of look like a cormorant in flight, and it's very easy just to go cormorant and not bother looking at it. So always check out your cormorants. Tip of the day, check your cormorants. And then on the 22nd, black tern, again, a couple of black terns at the Naze, popped onto the beach there. Brian Combs got a very, very distant record shot of them, one having a bit of a wing stretch there. But even from this shot, you can still see the diagnostic black mark on the side of the breast there, on the side of the neck. So really nice. You look like both young birds, I think, aren't they?
They are,
yep. And then finally, 24th, which is yesterday, little gull at Holland Haven. And Mick Rodwell managed to get a picture of that. Paul Brayshaw has also sent us in some sightings. So very quickly going to read these through. Sightings for July and August. So late July was typically dominated by swift passage, with a superb 7,500 birds passing through in wet and windy conditions on the 22nd. And he actually managed to get some pictures of swift movement. He said the monthly total for Swift was just shy of 17,700. And these birds just come sweeping past, he was telling us, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, it must be an incredible sight to see all these birds just streaming through. Other notable sightings in July were a strong pulse of Mediterranean gulls over the 2nd to the 4th, with 111 on the latter date, and an unprecedented movement of egrets. On the 5th, a total of 11 cattle egret, 90 little egret, and I think it might be 15 great white. He's put is, but I think it might be 15, I'm not sure. Either arrived in off or headed south, with a further 49 little egrets on the 20th, and 6 great whites on the 22nd. Into August, unsettled weather at the start of the month resulted in some good turn movements with decent numbers, then offshore to mid-month. The peak day was the 2nd, which included 150 sandwich turn, 1,045 common, a roseate, an exceptional 92 little turn, although the stormy weather on the 5th, there we go, provided a fantastic spectacle towards the rear of the weather front, with turns, kittiwake, and even an Arctic skewer passing over or inside the sea wall by the golf course.
Wow.
So he had an Arctic skewer basically fly by his head, I think. To date, monthly totals are 2,098 sandwich turn, 3,599 common turn, 20 Arctic, 124 little, and 15 black turns, with 57 kittiwake. Other bits and pieces: red-throated divers from the 8th, good number of waders, lots of oyster catchers, grey plover, bar-tailed godwits, wimbrel, 6 Arctic skewer, and 2 guillemots. Passerines, including short-eared owl, honey buzzard, over 2,000 of each of swift and swallow, a couple of tree pipits, 67 wagtails, a windchat, 3 pied flycatchers, 4 crossbills, 11 siskins, and an osprey found by G&T, which is us. So there you go. Thanks, Paul. Again, excellent roundup, and we've covered it before, but you know, your work over in Princeton is incredible. You do a really good job, and it's really good to see what's going past throughout the year. So thank you very much. Right.
Yeah, quick comments, just very quickly. Andy Goody said the whitethroat picture from Mike O'Hanlon could make a good Essex Bird Report front cover.
Oh,
good suggestion. Nick Lay's watching tonight. Evening, guys. He's had great white egret on his local patch, which was a local patch tick. He said, and also it was colouring, but just a bit too far away to read the ring. So maybe in the coming weeks you might better get a better view.
Interesting.
Yeah, a few things about your old fox of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be called up for Springwatch next year.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And then Mel's messaged in to say that he was on Springwatch.
Who was? Oh, Mel was.
Yeah, in the early 2000s. So,
oh, wow.
So when Chris is on our show, he's going to mention it to him. So
was he kind of lurking in the background?
Probably lurking. Yeah, probably one of those.
Hi, Mum. A big sign or something. Yeah.
Stalker in the background. And the Monty's Harrier at the Blue House Farm, Richard Chew said he spent 5 hours and unfortunately failed to see them, and he'd heard that one or both were ringed in Belgium. And Paul Baker, whose garden is South Fambridge, and he overlooks Blue House Farm, and so he said, and he had some really good views from his garden. He said that what the adult female Monty's was ringed as part of a Dutch-Belgian scheme. So
brilliant. I've never actually met Paul, but I did see him at distance. I think when I was looking at the Monty's with Dave Bradnam, Paul was stood on a pillbox kind of half a mile away, and we couldn't see the two birds at the time because of the river wall. But from where he was, he could see them quartering the meadow. So yeah, really nice. But got some good views in the end, which was nice. Another lifer for me as well, which I was really pleased with.
Nice.
Right, very quickly. We're not going to do websites. We haven't got time. We'll do that next time.
Yep.
We've got to do the results of the competition, but very quickly, how can people stay in touch with what's going on in the society? So there's a couple of ways you can do it in terms of sightings, I'm talking. So from the main website page here, you've got the bird recording, you've got the latest reports. You can click on here. It will tell you what's been around and where, which is always worth checking out. You can subscribe down the bottom of the homepage. Just pop your email address in here. That's the only part you have to populate. You don't have to put your name in. Hit subscribe. And then whenever we're doing anything, whether it be a talk, a show, a field trip, other events, we'll notify you by email. And if you get fed up with us notifying, you can unsubscribe. But we only get in touch with you when we're actually doing something. So that's worth doing. You'll be the first to know. And the other way you can find out what's happening is if you subscribe to the Essex Birders IO group, which is essexbirders@groups.io. And if you go to the main page, you can click the button down here to join the group. And then what that will do is whenever anyone posts any sightings on the EBS website, you'll get an email telling you what's just been posted. So if you're out and about, you might be able to pop along and see something. So that's worth bearing in mind as well. Again, we'll put links to various things on the final posting on YouTube.
Oh.
Right. I think we're almost up to date. Shall we do the results of the backwards bird song?
Far more important than that, mate.
Oh, go on.
We have 503 subscribers.
Yes. Fantastic.
So thank you for those who have subscribed tonight.
Hello, Mum. Yeah, thanks a lot. It worked. Yeah, thank you. Well done. Brilliant. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Right, I'm just going to cough. Hang on.
Bird song competition before I fall asleep.
So, shall we do the competition? Yes. Right.
Yeah, go on then.
Advanced share audio. And I've got to find it again, which is down here somewhere. Answers. Okay. Pens at the ready.
Right. Got my answers here.
Right. Okay. The first one. Here we go. Backwards. And we had quite a lot of right answers on that one. So what do you think it is, Steve?
Robin.
And there you go. So that's Robin. So yeah, just to explain, obviously the first one is going to be reversed again, and then I'm going to play it the right way around. Incidentally, the trial one we did was, of course, Cuckoo. I'm sure everyone got that. I don't need to play that again. But we had lots of right answers for Robin. So well done, everyone. The second one. Now, this is one that I said basically sounds the same forwards as it does backwards.
It's going to be a wren.
It's got to be a wren, isn't it? So that was backwards. This is forwards. Can you tell the difference? Hold on.
Exactly the same.
Virtually, yeah. So that's red. Right. So again, lots of people got that one right. Well done. The third one, this is Steve's favourite. Hang on. It's your favourite song, isn't it, Steve?
No, I despise that song, that noise. I know I shouldn't, but I do.
What is it?
It's a lapwing.
It's a lapwing. So I actually like the noise. I think it's quite fun. It's a funny noise. It's like a joke song almost, isn't it? So again, lots of people got the first three right. So well done to everyone that got those right. We had about a dozen or so answers coming in the end, which is really good. A dozen or so people have taken part. So thank you. Next one. What's that?
We're getting trickier now. So I've put blackbird.
Oh,
I don't think it's right.
You're half right. We did get 2 or 3 people guess this one.
It's a bird. It's a bird.
Well, yeah, the wrong half right. So you got the black half right. Try again. Black
cap.
Black cap.
No.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh wow.
There you go. So yeah, so some people got that right as well, and we've got a couple of people that have got them all right so far, I think. So next answer is this one. Backwards. This sounds good. It's almost like bird reggae backwards, isn't it?
It is. That's a wake kitty.
Sorry?
A wake kitty.
Oh, a wake kitty. Yeah, it's a wake kitty. Well done. So let's play it forwards. Excellent. Kitty wake. And again, quite a few people got that right. Right, this one, I think only one person got the next one right. I think. What do you think that is?
I put a question mark because I don't know what that is.
Okay. I'll play it forwards and hopefully you might be able to get what it is forwards. Hold on.
Nightingale.
Nightingale. Yeah.
Wow, it sounds so different.
It sounds so different backwards, doesn't it? So again, well done. I think 1 or 2 people got that right. So well done to those that did. This one, again, a couple of people got it right. But I think when I did this, I thought this was going to be easy. But, well, let's see if you get it. Hold on.
I don't think I have because I'm embarrassing.
So remember, it was the bird just doing that part. What do you think?
Chippy willow warblery.
Are you ready?
Yeah, go on. That's a buzzard.
Common buzzard. Doesn't that sound different?
My career is based on birds singing the right way.
Yeah, good job. Good job. You haven't got to do them backwards, isn't it?
Oh.
Right, number 8. I don't remember if anyone got this right. Please forgive me if you did. I had to do it so quickly. So here we go. I didn't stop it halfway. I'm so sorry. You know what it is now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I put swallow, so that's pretty rubbish.
Yeah, let me stop it halfway. Sorry, I've messed that up. Hang on, here we go.
It's fine.
So that was backwards. And then, of course, as I've just revealed, it's Chetty's warbler.
Again, sounds so different.
It's so different. And then the final one, it's first, and then I will stop it. Any idea?
Sounds again like a gull or something.
Ready?
I need to practice now.
Sorry?
I need to practice my bird calls.
Yeah. Tawny owl, quicking, quick. So there you go. So we had robin, wren, lapwing, blackcap, kittiwake, nightingale, buzzard, Chetty's warbler, and tawny owl. And as I said, of all the people that entered, 3 people got 6 out of 9. If I'll give it a couple of moments. If anyone thinks they've got more than that, please put it in the chat. I hope I've got it right. But I've got 3 people that got 6 out of 9.
We had a message from on one of our watchers tonight. Grumpy of Lee said the cats are going bananas.
Oh, sorry. Oh dear. Whoops. Okay, so with 3 people on 6 out of 9, we've got Ben Rumsby. We've got Michael, who might be his dad, Michael Rumsby. I'm not sure. Just says Michael, but I think it's probably his dad. And then we got Ashley. I don't think Ashley gave a surname. Hold on. Can't remember which number was Ashley's either. We need a computer to do this kind of thing. But yeah, so we've got Ben Rumsby, Michael, and Ashley. And there you go, Richard Chew. If Matt had played these the right way around, I would have got them all right.
Exactly. Well said, Richard.
Oh dear. Sorry, Richard. Right. So because we've got 3 people on 6 out of 9, which is very good, to be fair. We need to pick a winner. So what I've done, I can't find Ashley's text here, but not sure we've got a surname for Ashley. What I've done, Steve, is I've written down the 3 names on 3 pieces of paper.
Okay. Right.
We've got them randomly numbered 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
So pick a number, 1, 2, or 3.
Number 2, please. Thank you.
And the winner is it's Ashley.
Well done, Ashley.
Well done, Ashley.
Sorry for the others. If it had been a £5 note wrapped up.
So Ashley will win one of our fabulous notebooks. And if you can email ebwstalks@gmail.com, ebwstalks@gmail.com, and just give me your name and address, your full name and address. Apologies if you did give me a surname, but I don't think you did. And I'll get a notebook in the post. And of course, no one got them all right. So the T-shirt is safe. Yeah. You can keep it on for another week.
That's really well. It's been on a week already. So
right.
I am joking, of course.
Yeah. What people don't know, that was actually a white T-shirt when it started out. Okay. So I don't think we've got any emails that are coming. Have a quick look at feedback. The one thing we haven't discussed very, very quickly, on the 10th of September. Sunday, the 10th of September at Fingering Hoe Wick, there is an autumn migration day, which Steve can probably explain a bit more about because it's his company Swallow Birding that are doing it.
Yep, so we've got our Swallow Birding stand there for the day, along with the Essex Birdwatching Society stand. And I'm doing guided walks. They're free to attend. There's a donation non-member of the Wildlife Trust, but there's be food and drink. We'll do a couple of walks during the day, try and see some waders, hopefully some autumn migrants. You can come along and find out more about the society. If you're not a member, come and have a chat to us. It's going to be a great day. So we look forward to seeing as many people as possible. I know Frankie and his mum are going to try and come to that. So that'll be really good to see them.
Cool. And I think the Essex Birdwatching Society, we're going to have a stand there as well. So we'll have some T-shirts, notebooks, umbrellas, and various bits and pieces you can purchase if you wish to. You can come and have a chat with us. You can join the society on the day if you want to. Oh yes. Oh, umbrellas.
And
Couldn't do this.
And
hey, I'm going to anyway.
Ashley's just mentioned.
There you go. Woo!
Hang on.
Got to put it down. There we go. Right, umbrellas and shopping bags and caps. Caps are good.
Good.
Yeah, really good. So we're going to have all this stuff for sale there. We're going to have some books that people have kindly donated. So you can come along and pick up a book. You can come and have a chat with us. We'll take you around and find some birds with Steve, obviously. And you can even join the society if you wish to on the day as well. So that's on Sunday, the 10th of September at Fingering Hoe Wick. Don't forget, we've got a talk on Friday the 1st no, it's not in Uganda. It's about Uganda. It's in Chelmsford.
Way to go.
Yeah, talk in Chelmsford about Uganda. Do not go to Uganda expecting a talk about Chelmsford. You will be disappointed. And there's the EWT binocular appeal, the little asks by the Essex Wildlife Trust. If you've got an old pair of binoculars that you don't want, or a new pair that you don't want, you can give the old pair to the Essex Wildlife Trust at Hanningfield or Fingering Hoe or Abberton at the Naze. And if it's a new pair that you don't want, give them to me. And don't forget that Tim Hayward is selling his scope, the ES80 V3 with the SDL V2 eyepiece and a stay-on case for £385. ebwstalks@gmail.com. Like us, follow us on the YouTube thing, subscribe on the Essex Birdwatching Society homepage. And I think, are there any more messages?
No, I think we're good. Ashley, it's Ashley Gooding.
Oh, it is Ashley Gooding.
It is Ashley. So well done, Ash. Yeah, well done, mate.
As I know it's you can't have the notebook now. Sorry, mate. Okay. Now, send me your address and on the email, and I'll pop the notebook in the post to you. Well done, mate. Right, we're going to play out with the photo entries, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
So lots of amazing entries. Thank you to everyone that took part. We'll actually won't be long before we're launching the autumn.
Oh. It's now, to be fair, when it started. I haven't advertised it yet, but the competition officially starts the day after this one finishes. So any pictures you're taking now, you will be able to enter them in the autumn competition. Don't forget, they've got to be wild birds taken in Essex. Keep an eye on our website, ebws.org.uk. We'll put details of the competition up, along with all the other things that we are doing. I hope I'm not speaking too quickly, but it's now nearly 10 o'clock. So let's get this video done. Thanks for bearing with us. Thanks for staying awake. It's been really good, hasn't it? Enjoyed it.
I think we'll be back next month. I think as well, mate. I think I've enjoyed it so much.
I definitely will be. But I've got a funny feeling Chris might be coming along next month.
Well, you and him can be happy with each other.
We'll do Foxes of Essex. Oh, right. Anyway, can you see the blank screen?
I can. Fabulous.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to kill my camera, kill the microphone. What we're going to do, folks, we're going to say goodbye now. We're going to play out with this video. It's worth watching till the end because I've done a funny little bit at the end. Well, I think it's funny. You'll all think it's sad. And yes, we'll see you next month. Cheerio.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Take care. Good birding.
Thanks very much. Camera off. Right, hold on.
You